another episode of Tower Duo. I'm Connor, and with me, as always, is Andrew. Today, we're going to be talking about what we would do if we were gym leaders, what type we were going to be, what Pokemon we would bring into a fight, everything like that we're going to be going over today. And so I think that goes over pretty much everything that I had to say. Andrew, if you were a gym leader, what would you do?
Yeah, so this is one of those things that PokeTubers like to make. Some of them like to make actually like multiple or even go through like all the types. And so I just sort of want to have this on the record and maybe discuss why we made some of the decisions we did. So I actually think that my Pokemon gym would be sort of unconventional. And
Okay.
and by that I of course don't really mean like the battling style or anything like that. I mean in terms of the battle itself. So I would actually want to have a flying type gym. Oh well, flying type on paper gym, and the theme would be space exploration, and
Uh,
yep, and my and the situation would be like the last gym in the region, and I would only have Rayquaza, and it'd be able to
we've talked
mega.
about this before, yeah.
Yes, we talked about this privately, but we were not recording then.
Mhm.
And essentially, this would be like around the time in the story that the player is expected to capture whatever box art legendary. So the idea here is that like my character as the 8th gym leader, I'd be like, look at me, I came from another region and I was able to get a legendary Pokemon. Do you have what it takes to control one for yourself? And so that'd be really the
Ooh,
point
okay.
of the gym, is like as someone who came from Hoenn and obviously like went through the trouble to acquire Rayquaza.
Yeah,
Um, and
man.
I think that like it would just be level scaled so that it would be an appropriate difficulty comparable to like having 4 or 5 Pokemon on
Yeah.
just like a regular team.
Mm.
And I think it would be maybe a little bit more story involved than some of some of the other gyms. So like a lot of the time, like maybe the first gym leader in the region will like be involved in the sense that they'll like show you how a gym battle works and like prove that you're ready to continue the gym challenge. But I
Mm.
think that a lot of the time there's potential for like the champion of the region to be involved in the story, but I think that having final gym leaders be involved. Giovanni is of course involved in this story, but then I think that like after that there's not a whole lot. So
Yeah.
that would be the goal, is to also stand out in that way. So I know that you were having a bit of difficulty. So do you at least have a type that you
Oh,
would
yeah.
want to be?
Like, I've got a pretty decent amount of ideas.
Okay.
So the type is something that I kind of struggled with because I had like there's a lot of types that I like. Like if you know me,
Mhm.
like for example, my favorite Pokemon's Pikachu. So I definitely considered the electric type, but I don't think I guess like the nature of electricity really suits me very well. Like it seems like a pretty
Mhm.
extroverted sort of thing, and I don't really see myself fitting in too well with that.
Well, there's
Uh,
Vulcan.
Well, yeah, there is Volkner, but even Volkner, like, I don't know, like, I guess the Pokemon that he has
Mm-hmm.
are still really extroverted, and I don't really think they suit his personality all that well.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so I settled on a water type, which
Okay.
for a lot of reasons. Like I know both me and Andrew love picking the water starter for pretty much every game. But Andrew more so than me. I like mixing it up a little bit.
I, I would say that that recently, because I realized there's so many other good water types that I actually don't pick
Oh
water
yeah.
starters anymore. I pick grass type starters. Um,
Oh, okay. All right,
that's
fair
just been
enough.
like a recent thing. In terms of like up until they got rid of HMs, so all the older games, I'm picking grass type
Mm.
starters, and then
Okay.
that leaves the water type slot open for something else, which there are just so many options.
Yeah. No, you're definitely right about that. There are a lot of
It's
water type
either
options.
the second most common type over all the generations or the most common. If it's second place, then I believe that first place would be normal type.
Mm. Wow. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. There are a ton of water types. I don't know. I feel like there's probably more water than normal. I could be wrong.
I think that that what happens is like there's basically your there's a couple of basic types of
Hmm.
routes. There's grass routes, there's water routes,
Yeah.
and there's caves. And I don't really know if there's another type of route. Maybe the other type of route is like a frozen area that could be like a frozen version of any of those.
Yeah.
Um, so well,
Yeah, I guess.
frozen water route wouldn't really be a water route anymore. Um, they don't really like the entire ocean doesn't freeze up, so that doesn't really
Yeah.
make a lot of sense. But
Wait, what if they did that in Unova when it was like winter time, the water froze up? That would be really cool.
so like rivers do that, but like the entire ocean is not. But I guess Unova does have rivers, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
But
No, for sure.
yeah.
But anyway, so I settled on water
Mm-hmm.
because I really like water. I really like water starters, and I think that the type itself kind of suits me a lot better than say electricity would, because I feel like
Yeah.
water is a lot more like I guess subtle and calm
Yeah.
and logical.
Yeah. Water
So
is a lot harder to like pin down into like a certain personality
mhm. Yeah, no, for sure.
than something like electric or fairy or dragon or something like that.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
it's
no,
like,
exactly. I feel like pretty much all the trainers of those types have like the same personality.
mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I guess there
To
are
an
some
extent.
exceptions.
To an extent.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, so that's how I
Mm-hmm.
saw myself and my type. And so I definitely didn't settle on one Pokemon. I thought that it would be a good idea to bring like a rain team
Yeah.
because I like a lot of rain Pokemon
Yeah.
and because they don't really do that much in the main games.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're a water leader, like maybe maybe one of your Pokemon knows Rain Dance, but like
Yeah.
it doesn't really do very much for you.
Yeah.
The Pokemon that I decided that I would be bringing is first off, I would lead. Well, okay, so this is also, I guess I should preface this first, is that I would be kind of a later game gym leader
Okay.
because I picked five mons, which might even be too many. I'm not really sure what the standard is.
I believe that there is only one eighth gym to have five Pokemon, but I
Hmm.
don't know which region that is in.
Yeah.
But other than that, I feel like five is the standard for like Elite Four.
Hmm.
And then gyms, like the upper gyms will have 4, the early gyms will have 2, the middle gyms will have 3, and what they
Yeah.
define it. Although Kalos, once again, it falls short. Even the last gyms in the region only have 3 because
Because why not? And they probably don't even know 4 moves.
they probably don't. Yeah,
Okay,
I
well,
kind of feel like that was the thing. Well, so
then, okay. So hear me out here. So
Mhm.
gym leaders,
yep,
they pick their teams strategically, where it's like,
Yep.
depending on their opponent's skill level,
yep,
they'll like hold back. And so
yes,
I have 5 Pokemon that I can bring. So if I'm up against a really strong trainer, then I can use all 5. But if
Mhm.
they're like weaker, then I can say,
Okay.
okay, I'm not gonna bring, this one and this one.
Yep.
Or if it's like their first badge, then I don't know because they're all like fully evolved and stuff.
Mhm.
So I decided that I would want to lead Politoed
Mhm.
because Drizzle is an ability that's really good
Yep.
and make it rain. And so I lead Politoed and then it's raining.
Mhm.
And so he wouldn't be all that strong, but I feel like I would give him enough threatening moves. Well, actually, I guess I'll go into my strategy later.
Okay.
So I would lead Politoed, and then I want to bring Cramorant because I think he's really funny, and he's an awesome Pokemon, and I feel like people who don't like him just don't know what they're talking about. And then I also wanted to bring Lantern, Kingdra, and Empoleon because I guess I could explain them. So Lantern I wanted to bring because I did want to incorporate electricity somehow,
Mhm.
and I also wanted to have a Pokemon that knew Thunder because Thunder synergizes with Rain. And then Kingdra because he has Swift Swim, and I have used Kingdra a lot in the past, so I'm very familiar with his moveset, his stats, and all that. And then finally Empoleon, because I really like the Piplup line, and I think they're incredible. And plus Empoleon has Steel typing too, which is dual typing that I don't have yet. But yeah, that's pretty much my team. I don't know. So let me think. What other parts of being a gym leader are like important and we should talk about?
I was gonna say, obviously in Sword and Shield the gyms all look the same, but up until then,
Mm,
there was a good deal of variety in terms of what the gyms physically looked like, especially like if there was some sort of other purpose to the building where someone other than a gym trainer would be would have reason to go there.
yeah. Like, give me an example of that. I feel like, well, at least in the earlier games, like the gyms all looked exactly the same too.
Right. Well, that was partially a limitation of the graphics. I think that
Yeah.
if they had had better graphics back then, they would have decided to, make them a little more different. But like
Yeah.
Lumio's gym is in Lumio's Tower, which is like a very important landmark in the
Mm.
city. It's at the center of the city. It's based on the Eiffel
Yeah.
Tower. So the
Okay.
alternate purpose that serves is that it's a tourist attraction.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and actually,
Yeah.
I definitely forgot about like all the
Yes.
Unova gyms too.
Yeah.
Like those were literally just buildings. Like I know one of them's a library
Yeah.
that's just randomly a gym too, which is really kind of funny. And yeah. So yeah, no, for sure. I see where you're going with that now.
Yeah. So,
So
so
like
do you
what would you go
have
with?
anything particular in mind
Oh,
in
for
terms of
mine.
like like what you would want?
Well, I guess. So, like I said before, I picked the water gym not because like it's not really supposed to signify water. It's more supposed to signify like my personality.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wouldn't really want like an aquarium theme or something like that, because that's not really the significance
Right.
of the gym.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different
So-
ways to go with the water type. So what
Mhm.
what sort of theme do you feel like you would have, because there's just so many different things you can do.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have a theme in mind, and then I can think about mine?
Yeah, so mine was gonna be sort of it was gonna be like sort of that region's like high tech research facility. So not like the Pokemon lab, like that's more of like a day to day research facility. But a lot of regions seem to have like a high tech research facility, and so mine would be like it just be generally like full of scientists, like trainer classes, and the goal would be, of course, that it is a space program, or it is a space program that is getting started, and I am using Rayquaza to help move along that process much more quickly. So that's the other thing, is that a lot of gym leaders are not just gym leaders. So I suspect that the position of gym leader doesn't pay all that well, because so many of them have very lucrative second jobs.
Yeah.
Like they're except for Generation 7, which doesn't have gym leaders, obviously. There's been a gym leader that's also a model in every generation since Generation 5.
Whoa.
Because we had Elisa in Generation 5, and then we had Valerie in Generation 6, and then Generation 7 skipped gym leaders altogether, and then Generation 8 we had Nessa.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
obviously
you're right, actually.
models make a ton of money, so that's why I was bringing that up. Is that and then there's like Watson, who's like apparently not just the founder, but also, or not just the mayor, but also the founder of Mauville.
Mhm.
And I suspect that a political position like that would bring in a lot of money.
Yeah. For sure, for sure.
So, and I generally feel like the people who are only gym leaders, like, you could very well be their first job. Like Flannery, for example, doesn't really need another job because she's young still, and
Yeah.
and inherited the gym, and that sort of thing. Like, okay, I guess a gym can be family business. I mean, we've seen that as far back as Koga and Janine.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
So,
That's true.
and then on the other side of the scale, you can have a gym be forcefully taken over. So that's like another like Gen 1 thing. Like Giovanni had to have either A, taken over that gym, or B, had control of it since back when Team Rocket was a legitimate organization. Which who knows if it was in the past, and then like gradually got worse and worse. I don't know. This is a discussion for a couple of episodes ago that we should have had.
Man, we should have talked about that one when we talked about Team Galactic, and the same thing happened in there.
Yeah. Well, if we forgot to talk about it, then we forgot to talk about it. So yeah, that's sort of another thing to think about. So basically, like, my second job is also at the gym, and it's just to be like the head scientist who's trying to work on a space mission, and then maybe be the kind of thing where like as part of the story, actually going to space would happen for the first time in a Pokemon game, because you're just, despite all of the like fantastical legendaries and stuff that you can catch, you've never been able to go to space. Like, doesn't matter if you have Deoxys in your party and Rayquaza, You just can't go to space.
Yeah.
You could it doesn't matter if you have Deoxys, Rayquaza, and Palkia. You still can't go to space.
You're just not allowed.
It's just not allowed.
Yeah, because remember, Pokemon aren't as strong when you catch them in Pokeballs. They just don't have the power to
Legendary
fly out anymore.
Pokemon aren't as
Oh, yeah,
strong
legendary, my bad. Yeah.
when you catch them in Pokeballs. Other Pokemon get stronger when you catch them in Pokeballs.
Yes.
So,
This is true.
so moral of the story: catch a bunch of pseudo legendaries because A, you can get as many as you want, and B, they get stronger when you catch them instead of weaker. Or just go after all the Pokemon that have like absurd Pokedex entries. Like, I'm gonna assume that's true and catch Pokemon based on that.
Wow.
That
Yeah,
is the
then
thing you could
there's
do.
so mass destruction in the world. It's whatever.
Yep.
All right. Well, so I've gave my theme some thinking, and
Yeah.
so I think that I would want to, I guess, kind of do it like a bit of a dual theme.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, kind of the first part of the gym would be like, I guess, like really calm, and so there's like, little patches of water, and it's like, I guess, it's like kind of the beauty of water over
Mhm.
anything else. And so, you just kind of walk through, and there's like, I guess, like models and stuff
Yeah.
that you can battle. And then once you get through that part of the gym, then it kind of gets to, like, I guess, the tenacity of water, where you would do this mini game where I don't know if you're on like a surf, like if you're surfing on a mon, or maybe like, there's no HMs in that game or whatever. So they give you something else to surf on. And so you just have to try and not crash into anything. And then if you do, then you like fall off the surfboard, and then you have to battle someone.
So a lot like Mentine Surf, but you can like fall off.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, because so seeing as you don't know Generation 7, I guess I have to explain. So basically, Mentine Surf is a way to travel between islands, and also I think there's a course that doesn't really go anywhere, just goes to the end of the course, and it uses the circle pad, and you're supposed to like memorize all these combinations and be able to do stuff that way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be something like that. Like, I guess I was thinking more like just there's like stuff in the way, like I guess platforms in the way where trainers are.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just have to steer away from them and just keep going in a straight, like just finding your way through the gaps to progress. I guess like kind of like actually that's a bad metaphor, so I'm not even going to use it. But yeah, no, it definitely could like work something like that too. I just don't know, like just for a gym puzzle, if that would be worth all the effort that it would take to incorporate.
No, I think that it would make sense as a game. The only thing I'm wondering about is like a Pokemon gym is like it's an indoor setting.
Oh yeah.
There might be one or two that are like canonically outdoors. I think that it is Sharon's gym, I think, is outdoors because
No,
it's
his is
behind
outdoor, yeah.
it's behind the training school. So that one's outdoors. I guess all of the Galar gyms are technically outdoors because I don't know
they're
what
in
constitutes
stadiums
outdoors
and
versus
stuff.
indoors when we're talking stadiums.
Yeah. I don't know. What about what was his name? Marlin, I think. His might be outdoors, if I remember right.
Let me see. So, oh yeah, there's theories that he's related to various characters from the Alola region.
Where?
I forget the exact. No, so it does seem like in the anime it is outdoors.
Hmm. Well, I don't know. I guess like the lighting is kind of what made
Yeah.
me think that.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
I
if
don't know. I remember like going through
right.
like there's nothing like there's no roof or anything. It's lit exactly like it would be outdoors. And like there's water in the gym, like you're floating around on lily pads, so that would be kind
Mhm.
of hard to maintain.
Right.
Like I don't know. I guess, especially like with the tenacity portion of the gym, I would want it to be outdoors.
Mhm. It's definitely interesting. Although I will say that some of the gym's interior spaces is really really big. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know. Um,
Sabrina.
yes,
I
yes,
mean,
with like all
Sabrina
those
and
buildings
also
inside the building.
Injuni.
If we're going by like the latest graphics. Um,
Yeah.
yes. So Humalao Gym is also indoors. Despite looking like it's outside. So in the games,
Like whose gym is indoors
yeah,
or
at
outdoors?
least in the games, Humalao Gym is indoors
Oh, okay,
because there's
okay,
like
okay.
at the end there's like windows and
Oh,
like
really? Oh, yeah.
stuff coming down
No,
from the
oh, yeah.
ceiling.
I thought there wasn't a roof. That was it.
There might not be a roof, but there are
Yeah, because there
walls.
is walls, and yeah, there were those windows.
So yeah, so that's the thing. Um, who else has a really big gym interior? The first two gyms in Kalos. So that would be Viola, Viola,
Mhm.
and Grant. Both have really big gyms because the one is like basically like the the gym puzzle is basically a spider web the um, and the other one, the gym puzzle, is like a rock climbing mountain, I guess, and
Yeah.
that would take up a lot of space.
Yeah, no, for sure.
There are
Actually, I've got one too. What about
yeah
the dragon gym leader from Unova? I forget his
yes
name.
um,
Like his
Iris and
thing's just like
Drayden, either
yeah,
or.
yeah, yeah.
That would also be a big one. Yeah, because the camera zooms out kind of far so that you can actually see like the very dangerous gym puzzle. Because if you fall off that, I don't know how far of a
Like there's
fall that
literally
is.
just a bottomless pit under it. Like
Yep. Yep.
yeah.
hmm
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
so
Mario Maker inspiration maybe.
oh man, I don't know.
Just
Yeah. Yeah,
a
no, we
thought,
have
but yeah,
made
that
quite
would
a
be a big
few
one.
levels together now. Well, I mean, we made never mind. I won't go
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah. So that's another thing that we will do together occasionally. We will make Mario Makers. Just we can just move right on past that. So
Mhm.
I think that I know it's kind of boring, but I don't know what else to do to fit the theme. I think that my gym puzzle would probably just be a teleport maze, where
Wow. I
because
can't believe that.
I don't know what else would fit in like the in like a research institute.
Yeah.
Um, because
I
like
mean, I guess, but like nobody likes those.
no one likes those, but because it's just like a brute force thing. Maybe it'd be kind of like in the original Blaine's gym, where it's like a quiz machine type of thing.
Oh
Maybe it'd be
yeah.
something like that. Um, where it'd be like information about the space program that you like have to learn, and you learn it from the defeat dialogue of all the various scientist trainers that are in there. That could
Mhm.
that could potentially work.
Yeah, no, I feel like that would be a little better.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
So
know.
yeah, so
What questions do they have?
something like that, where you get the information from defeating the trainers.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 For sure. All right. Yeah. Okay. So since you're only bringing one Pokemon, I feel like your battle strategy would be pretty simple. Do you know like the four moves that it would know?
Yeah, I haven't really thought if that's because I feel like sometimes gym leaders Pokemon can knows that they're not allowed to know. Um, what I do know is that I'm giving it a focus sash so the battle can't just be over in one turn.
Oh, wow. Man, anti-cheese.
Yeah.
Does
Yes.
Rayquaza get recover? Because if he gets recover, like that's kind of big.
Um, it it can if you're a gym leader. Apparently, gym leaders get
True. Yeah,
all sorts of exceptions. I feel like I would have something like that.
yeah. Because I mean, I don't know. If you don't have any way to restore HP, like
Yeah.
it just seems like it might be a little too easy. But yeah, if
Yeah.
you have recover, like
Um,
that.
I'm looking. Let's see. Um, fill the time.
Oh, okay. Well, also a way that gym trainers can restore HP that I forgot about is that they can use potions and stuff.
Yeah. They can spam forward stores. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Um,
So I don't know. I guess that's another way that you can do it. But I mean, I don't know. The thing with gym trainers using like potions is that it's really predictable. Like if
yeah.
their Pokemon's like in range, you can usually tell if they're in range, but sometimes it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
And then you can just like give them a status condition right as they full restore or something like that. And that makes it a little easier. I don't know. Since you're
Yeah.
the eighth gym trainer, do you think you would have full restores, or would you
Um,
just have, like hyper potions?
I think I would have either 3 full restores or 4 hyper potions.
Man,
If
that's
that
like a lot.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I don't feel like
no, it makes
that's too much
sense.
because it's just like one tier below the elite four. Like what I see
The Elite Four
happening.
only gets two.
Elite four only gets 2, really?
Yeah, they only get two full restores.
Oh.
At least in the games that I played.
Well, this is a more grindy region where
Oh,
where it's just harder because more of the AIs have more items and such. Um,
Alrighty then.
I don't
Fair enough.
know. Yeah,
Okay, so did you find if you learned to recover?
I don't think so, but I'm still gonna give him, but I'm still gonna give it recover.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
wait. Um,
You're gonna make the entire Pokemon fan base mad at you.
yes, for
Like,
cheating.
Rayquaza knows an illegal move.
Um,
This isn't fair. Like
yeah,
Lance has an excuse. Barrier like isn't even that good of a move, but recover like
yeah,
that's a whole different thing. I don't know.
yeah. Okay, let's see. Now I'm trying to look up protect.
Oh, he learns protect.
Yeah.
That's no
Yeah, you
issue.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, pretty much everyone can learn protect.
I feel it definitely need to be a very sweepy strategy because
Yeah.
I feel like most of the time, and you're correcting me if I'm wrong, from my experience, I feel like I go into a gym knowing that like, okay, I have this one specific Pokemon that I'm gonna use to sweep their entire team,
Yeah.
sort of thing. And
Mhm.
my plan would just be like Mega Rayquaza is incredibly fast. and
Yeah. Yeah, oh, well, shoot, I forgot about
I
megas,
can-
actually.
it would definitely be a mega. Which don't forget about megas just because they're in the past doesn't mean they aren't interesting and relevant, and you can have
Okay.
whatever you want. It's a
So, like,
fictional region.
then it seems to me like your strategy would just be spam Dragon Ascent over and over again. Because you're just going to outspeed everything anyway.
That's mostly my strategy. It's just
And I mean, you do have that focus sash.
just
So
one shot. Yep.
yeah, I mean,
Just
your
to
defenses are going to be like
one-shot
going
everything.
down the entire time.
Yep.
But like, you're probably going to be like one-shotting so much.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know.
That's the thing. It's a strategy. It might be a dumb strategy, but it's a strategy.
It's a strategy that Andrew would use.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does sort of reflect my general Pokemon playing is that I'm just thinking, okay, can I do this? Can I do that? Let's see. The only concern that I have is that Dragon Ascent can only have 8 PP.
Ooh, that is a problem.
But that is
Okay, you definitely do need to know that move though, since you're a flying gym.
since it's Rayquaza, and
Well, yeah, that too.
since Dragon Ascent is like its main move. The thing with that though is you can have a party of 6, and so that would be, so you could have up to you could have up to 2 2-hit KOs, which I feel like would not be difficult.
Yeah.
Obviously, like understanding, like, yeah, no matter what, any gym anywhere, the player can just grind until they can just easily beat it. So it's not really about that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, you're right about that for sure. And I mean, you'll definitely want to use moves other than that, because like that's not always going to be effective.
Right.
Like if they have like a steel type, like you don't want to use Dragon Ascent. You probably
Right.
Actually, what does Rayquaza do against a steel type? Because there was this dragon too.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, hear me out.
That's what the focus
reason
sash
that
is
gym
for.
leaders are a single type
Yeah.
is so that they have glaring weaknesses. So maybe you just don't have anything for steel types.
I have
Maybe
a focus
that's your
sash.
weakness.
I have a focus sash. That's what I have. Nothing else is gonna. I'm just gonna OHKO everything else. When the steel type comes up,
that can get a hit in. It's fine.
steel type comes up.
Wow. What a strategy.
Yep.
All right. Well, I can go more into my strategy then.
Yeah. I wasn't really thinking of my strategy. I was mostly thinking about the other things. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. I don't know. Like we've got a lot of time to cover everything.
Yeah.
So like I said, I would lead Politoed, who has Drizzle, Sense of Rain. After that, I would either go into like Lantern or Kingdra, because they can make a lot of use out of the rain. Lantern with Thunder, Kingdra with Swift Swim. And so I think I would also have a Damp Rock on Politoed so it lasts like 3 extra turns.
Yeah, I think
And-
that'd be good. I think what's interesting is you have like a weather focused strategy, and I have a Pokemon with Airlock.
No. My strategy. Yeah.
But it's not about being able to beat
mentioned
you. It's
you-
being able to
actually-
beat just random people.
Yeah. No, wait. You normally beat my strategy. but I do have an Empoleon.
Oh,
So there's your focus sash
yeah.
right there. If anyone else can tank a hit,
Yes, I
trouble.
know that there's like a really good fire type move that Rayquaza gets. I'm just trying to I think it I think it's like Fire Blast. Does Fire Blast have like 5 PP?
Yeah.
So I think it's a Mega. Yeah. Mega Rayquaza has a speed of 115. Steel types generally aren't the fastest. So
Mhm.
that's here. Answer for that.
Man.
Um,
I mean, but like Empoleon's part water, so he's still
yeah.
sitting. He's still doing okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway,
I
so
could come up with the moveset.
yeah, like I guess if possible, I would want the AI to be programmed to like if they're trying to stall out Politoed's reign, I would want him to switch Pokemon
Mm-hmm.
and like preserve Politoed so that I can switch him back in
Yeah.
and put the reign back up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
But
another thing is like how smart do we think our AIs are? Um,
yeah,
because see the thing is like players are gonna take advantage of the fact that I can't switch, um,
hmm
and so there's that. So, but it really does just reflect my general betting style. It's like it'll just be at a level where the level, just pure level itself, will balance out the difficulties that just having the one Pokemon creates.
yeah,
Because I feel like that's mostly how I play is
hmm
less but higher levels. And
yeah. And I don't know. I like having, I guess like type diverse teams and stuff because
mhm.
I've been playing on set mode a lot and like
Yeah.
making. I love like making good switches. Like saying, okay, he's gonna use an ice type move here, so I'm gonna switch into a steel type to resist. Like that always makes me really. I enjoy doing that for sure.
Mhm.
But anyway, I guess I can finish up my strategy. So,
Yeah.
like I said, preserve Politoed if possible, and I would also want to like Lantern and Kingdra make heavy use of the rain, so I would want to put them in first while the rain's still up. And then Kramer and Polion are kind of just there. They don't really do much with the rain, and like except for powering up their water moves.
Mhm.
But so I mean, I would probably have them out last and have Empoleon as like I guess you could say the ace, even though he wouldn't be like the strongest. I would probably want him out last. And yeah, like I don't know. Like on Politoed, I would want kind of setup moves, like nothing too big. Probably like Hypnosis. I know Politoed gets that. And on Cramorant, I would want maybe honestly, I would do Dive because I think Dive is more fun to use than Surf is. And I'm not sure, but Cramorant might be a physical attacker.
Dive is a much
Uh,
more interesting move, just mechanically, because it's like a 2-turn deal.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, and I want him to get use of that out of his ability, which technically means that Pikachu is on my team. He lives through Cramorant. It's perfect.
Mhm.
They didn't see it coming. Uh, and
Yep, I guess that's the thing.
and like I said, I would want Lantern to know Thunder,
Mm-hmm.
and that would probably be his only electric type move.
Yeah.
And I would also want him to have Volt Absorb as his ability because, like, say you have Politoed out and they've got an electric type out because I'm the water gym. Like, electric is supposed to work. But I could just switch to Lantern on turn one
Mhm.
and then it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's exciting. And so I guess I don't know. Lantern would know like Surf as well as Thunder, and so Kingdra. I guess I would give him Hydro Pump since Lantern knows Surf, but he's just fast. Like he's gonna outspeed basically anything with the rain up. So he's a bit of a sweeper himself. And then Empoleon. I don't know. Should I give Empoleon Hydro Cannon? What do you think?
If you
You
want
think
to.
that's too much? 'Cause I don't think. Like I don't know if any like NPCs ever use like the big starter moves.
Right. You could definitely do it. I feel like that would, like you want is that a do you know if that's ever like a TM or a TR or something like that, because that could be like the TM that you give out.
I don't think so. It's normally just a tutor move. Like it's normally like reserved for post game, where it's like there's this guy and he's like, hey, your starter has so much potential. I can teach it the strongest move ever. But then it's not actually that good because it has recoil or whatever at the end that you can't do anything for a turn. Recharge, that's the expression.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking like Fire Blast makes a lot of sense to put on Rayquaza. First of all, it can actually learn it. Second of all, if we think about the theme of like a space agency, think of fire blasting fire is basically what a rocket does.
Yeah.
It's a TR, or previously a TM, so I could give that out at the end.
Yeah.
With some sort of cheesy
you have
line
to
like
give
"Go
out
chase the stars."
You have to give a flying move. at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah. Fire Blast is my coverage move, though. Oh yeah. What I have to okay, so yeah. Well, does the TR that you give out have to be the type that your gym is
Yeah.
supposedly of?
I don't know. Maybe you could learn Roost. That could be your recover. And then
Yeah,
that could
maybe
be the thing
that instead of recover. I mean, if we're already going illegal, then who cares how illegal?
Wait, I think that's a TM. Like maybe Rayquaza can actually learn that.
I'm looking. It is a TM. Let's see. There's other legendaries that learn. I'm just looking.
Boy, I'm excited.
Yeah.
We might have found the solution.
we might have found, yes. Might have found the solution.
Oh wait, I'm gonna look it up too. Because now I want to see what Rayquaza's moveset is.
No, I think it's illegal, but so what?
What? But it's a flying type move.
You know what? It's not illegal anymore. They changed a lot of moves of what Pokemon can learn what moves. In Generation 8, they can do it again in Generation 9. Or whatever.
Oh yeah, he just can learn that move now. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yep. It just happens to be chained. Yeah. Sure. A lot more illegal things have been done, but I like that idea. That can be my recovery move.
Yeah, and the thing that you hand out at the end. I don't know. I guess.
Yeah.
What would be the thing that I hand out at the end?
I don't know. That's another thing we need to think about that I hadn't really considered before, obviously.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what I could do. So this is a newer game, so
Yeah.
HMs don't exist. Maybe I just give like Cramorant, Lantern, and Empoleon. They just all know Surf,
Yeah.
and then I hand out Surf because that's just honestly Surf is just such a strong move.
Surf is pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that makes sense. I kind of feel like I just have one Pokemon on my team, but I feel like you want your TM that you hand out, or TR that you hand out at the end, to be something that's on, if not all of your Pokemon, like most of them, like all but one
Yeah.
or something like that, or all of them, if you can.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I was going for.
Yep. If they have to, if they
Actually,
have to change which Pokemon can learn what, just so that works out, then they will do that.
yeah. And actually, thinking about the theme of the gym, like I guess my Pokemon kind of like represent that. Like, you've got Kingdra, the ferocity of the water,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't know. I feel like he's the only one that's really aggressive, and then like definitely Empoleon would represent like a lot more of the calm because he's like
Yeah.
noble and all that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I feel like Lantern would kind of do that too because it's just kind of it's definitely not to the extent of Empoleon, but I don't know. I feel like Politoed and Cramorant are just kind of just stuck in limbo. They're in the middle because they're both not all that serious or anything. So
Yeah, they're just sort of there. I think that maybe like because of those choices, you might want to be like a fifth or sixth gym leader, maybe.
yeah,
Like I feel like that would work with the choices you're making. Like you're not trying to build like the most overpowered possible water type focused team. So
yeah.
so I don't feel like he'd be like at the end.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But I
Yeah.
mean, the thing is, though, like most gym leaders don't even have a strategy. Like,
Yeah,
they're just, like,
that's true. I
oh,
think their AIs are pretty generic. They make a gym leader AI that's probably slightly smarter
Yeah.
than just your average trainer.
I mean, but it's not even the AI most of the time. Like, it's just kind of their move set. Like, I don't know. Like, let's take who's a trainer? What was her name? Opal. Opal from Generation 8.
Yeah.
Her entire team just has so many flaws and it doesn't have a strategy. Like it's weak to everything that a fairy type is weak to, if I remember right. Wait, actually let me look this up.
Yeah.
Because I remember playing this and it wasn't very hard because their team just wasn't very good. I don't know why Opal came to mind.
Because during that gym battle you get like those stat changes, which I feel like is maybe a direction you're trying to go. Yeah, is there any sort of like mechanic that you would want to happen like during the battle, something like that?
I mean, I feel like using rain is like enough for it to be like distinct from everything else.
Yeah. And
I definitely like you only having Rayquaza definitely makes you stand out.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think the idea for that kind of came from in Generation 7 when it was Tate and Liza who only had one Pokemon each, and they made it work. Now, mind you, they had a double battle.
Yeah, they only had one Pokemon? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought they had two.
They had two each in Emerald.
Okay, but not in Ruby and Sapphire?
Nope. And I think the remakes, they also just had one each. It was just like
the remakes
Soul
are going to copy
Rock.
everything that Ruby and Sapphire did.
Soul Rock, London Town. That's
all right.
that deal.
Well, anyway, I've got Opal's team up.
Yeah.
So I was wrong about being weak to everything, like everything that Fairy's weak to. She leads Wheezing, which is Poison and Fairy, and so it isn't weak to Poison, but it is weak to Steel. And its moves are Sludge, Fairy Wind, and Tackle.
That's just 3 moves.
3 not very good moves.
And that's a 5th gym.
Yeah,
so
this is the 5th
gym, and they only have 3.
Is level 36. It gets very little out of its poison typing, with the move as weak as Sludge. very little out of its fairy typing with the move as weak as Fairy Wind. And then it knows Tackle. It's not
Which
going
is
to use
Tackle.
Tackle. And it has Levitate. It doesn't even have like the neuralizing gas.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know. At least that might be a better ability because she doesn't really have a strategy, but I could be wrong. Anyway, after that, she goes for Mawile, which has Intimidate, and that's a good move. And it knows Draining Kiss, Crunch, Iron Defense, and Astonish. So it knows 4 moves. It's the only one on the team that does know 4 moves for some reason. And it doesn't know a damaging Steel move, but it knows Astonish for some reason.
Yeah, because Astonish is just such a great move.
Right? Yeah, it really speaks a ton about being a fairy type trainer and all that. But moving on, it doesn't have it's Togekiss. It doesn't say what the ability is for some reason. Earth Slash, Draining Kiss, and Ancient Power. Yeah. Which honestly, compared to the other two, that's probably the best one so far.
Yeah.
Because Air Slash is a pretty good move. It does it's only 65 damage, but it does flinch, and I'm assuming she has Serene Grace on this Togekiss, so it's even higher of a chance to flinch. And then also she has Ancient Power, which with Serene Grace has a pretty solid chance of boosting all of her stats at the same time. Yeah, so I'll give it up for that Togekiss. That's pretty good.
Yes.
And then Alcremie, her literal ace only knows 3 moves. And 2 of those moves are status moves.
Yep. Yes, so when that goes, they're gonna max those turn into the same thing. Right. Yeah, so maybe that's an example of what not to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
I couldn't.
So yeah, I feel like that's just a general sense of what would have as gyms. Maybe the last thing to touch on is like I guess as a gym leader, I guess you get permission to have something more unique to wear, because I feel like just like the trainer, not a whole lot of customization, but I feel like gym leaders are either allowed or have the time to customize what they wear a little bit more. So what do you feel like your gym leader outfit would be?
Well, I mean, so personally, I don't see myself much as like a swimmer. But like obviously I would want like blue. Yeah. Like, I don't know. My outfit would be like a combination of blue and black if I had to guess, because I think those 2 colors look really well together. But I don't really know exactly what it would look like, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. So kind of like Drake.
Yeah, sort of. Like probably with a lot more blue than black, though.
Yeah. Yeah. The blue's on like the inside of his cape thing.
Yeah. What do you have in mind?
I feel like I feel like the sort of 2 ways I was thinking about going here would be the one would be kind of an astronaut suit, but like the astronaut suit that they have like before they're gonna like actually like go into space, like the like pre astronaut suit, like the one that they get the pictures taken in and stuff, but not the one that they actually like that sort of thing, like that would have like the like it would probably have the gym badge instead of the like mission badge, but it'd be like an embroidery version of that. Which let's talk about gym badges, because that's something big that we didn't talk about.
Oh man, that's something I.
What is it called and what does it look like?
You go first.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I was thinking my badge would just be the Voyager badge. So Voyager was launched a very long time ago. It's the furthest thing away from the Earth and that's something cool to me. So it would look kind of like the satellite. So there'd be like a circle in the middle, and then like the sides, which would kind of be meant to look like solar panels, and that would essentially be a badge. If I had to like give it like colors, the solar panel part would have like dark blue squares, so it would actually look like solar panels, and then the inside would be like gold, because that's like the idealized satellite. Like most satellites just have like white or like silver color, but like gold is like the idealized. And I feel like a lot of badges have like a gold part to them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've kind of got an idea for what my badge would be now. Like, I guess kind of going on the majesty, the beauty of water and the tenacity of water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not sure what it would be called, but I would probably want like a drop of water,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Oh wow, the most
like, okay, no, on one side
That's interesting.
there's a drop of water, and then it's connected, like the top of the drop of water is connected to another top of a drop of water, but then that turns into like a raging wave.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but I don't. You might have a picture of it in your mind.
I feel like I can kind of see what that would look like.
Yeah. So
I'm thinking of like
that's-
what that badge might be named, and
Yeah, I know. I'm not really sure either. Like, I can't think of a single word that would describe it. Like,
maybe like the hydropower badge.
Yeah.
So, something like that. We're like
honestly, that
like
we
both-
can go with that because I
Yeah.
can't think of anything better.
we're like both trying to like tangentially have like both reference electricity while not being electric type gyms.
Yeah, but okay, I feel like, not to brag,
Yeah.
but between Lantern and Cramorant, I feel like I did a pretty good job.
Yeah. Yeah. And mine, like, the only aspect of that is like with the badge design is like the solar panels.
Yeah.
We just, we're like you thought about like both of our badges. Yeah. I was thinking of an alternative idea for your badge design, but it would have too many negative connotations, and that'd be like if there was like a singular drop of water breaking through a dam. It's like, no, you don't want that, because that symbolizes that like it's about to all fall apart. Because
Okay, maybe the league is about to fall apart in the story, and so that's just a harbinger.
that could be like the first. That could actually be interesting, like and like when the player character defeats your gym, the things are like, that's the first sign that the league is not as it seems.
Yeah.
and
Now we're
it's
geeking.
not necessarily it'd be the most moral organization.
Yeah. But you know what? We're not game designers.
No.
We don't get to pick what's in Pokemon games, but maybe we could make a video about it. I don't know. It could happen. Who knows?
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm thinking either my gym is in the same region as yours, which now I don't think so, because things would be completely falling apart by the 8th gym. But
well,
maybe
yeah,
maybe
if we went with that idea.
no, I'm thinking that maybe as part of the story, I'm your rival, and I take over, and I already deposed the previous 8th gym leader.
Ooh.
But my goal from the beginning has been to go into space with Rayquaza. So I like the kind of rival that you like see one, like not the main rival, but like you see him once, and then you see him towards the end, and they've done all sorts of incredible things. So like, how did they probably do that fast?
Depending on how fast you play through the game, it might
That's
be
true.
impressive.
Yeah,
It might
if
not.
you're speedrunning and you do a speedrun in 4 hours and your rival tells you that they've been at it for 2 months, then that's the dialogue that they wrote.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, I feel like that just about covers everything
Yep.
that I can think of. Do you have any closing thoughts, or should we wrap this one up?
No, I think that that we've said what we needed to say, and that's pretty much that. So we will see you in future episodes. Hopefully, subscribe so that you get all those episodes, and don't forget to leave a like and comment. And yeah, that is essentially that. Tower Duo out.